Hello everyone, welcome back to another review and unboxing. Today I will be taking a look at these new Pixar Cars Christmas releases. These aren't really new in the sense that they've all been released before, but this is their first time being back this year from 2024. They're available at Targets and Walmarts, I believe. They just got in stock at my local Target very recently. I picked them up last night. They were not with the other cars like the regular releases and the Glow Racers. They were on an end cap in the seasonal Christmas aisle, which right now is still a complete mess because they're still setting everything up. But it was on an end cap with some other holiday toys like Nerf and some Lego snowmans and stuff. But nonetheless, these were all here. This is, I believe, the first wave, I'm assuming. there's going to be another wave or two. And this has 6 releases. All of them were in stock, fortunately, when I got there. So there's Clutch Kringle, the Elf, Out Doc Hudson, Lightning McQueen with Snowplow, Sally. I forget the Christmas name that they gave her, but I'll look it up and put it in the description. Wee-Hoo Winter Mater and the Snowmobile. There's also going to be a couple of other releases, which are Sarge, and I would assume the Ramon will be coming too. There's also Winter Ramon, but Sarge and Ramon are not out yet. Nonetheless, I'm definitely very much looking forward to getting into this. So without further ado, let's take a look at the packaging closer. So starting with the Snowmobile package, you have Snowmobile written in 4 different languages: English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French. And that's the back that I just showed. So you have the various releases. Out of the 6 that are shown in the package, Sarge is the only one that's not out yet. But they've usually done Ramon in this line too, but he's not in the package for some reason. There's actually 2 Christmas Ramones. The one that they've done the past few years is the blue one. After they released this, McQueen is in the main line, and ever since they put it in the main line, they've not brought him back, that version Ramon back for this, nor this version McQueen either. That version is the Holiday Hotshot. Here's Mater's package. I believe the backs of the package are all going to be identical. Mater is pretty heavy too. Sally. And there are some nice graphics of snowflakes up on the top of the package as well. You can see a logo for the first Cars movie, although none of these were actually ever seen in the movie. They were actually from the Mater Saves Christmas storybook that was released many, many years ago. McQueen. And there is a nice rendering of Radiator Springs with the snow in a snow globe back there behind the Cars logo. And these are metal, huge metal logo on there. Ages 3+, Mattel. Also, it's nice snowflakes on the front of the package as well. Although the snowflakes, they're actually using tire tools like wrenches and nuts instead of like a regular snowflake, which is pretty cool. We've never actually seen downtown Radiator Springs in the covered in snow like that in the movies. In Cars 3, there is a little bit of snow up in the mountains, but like it's very little. It doesn't look anything like with the depiction here, and it never snowed in Radiator Springs in the first 2 movies or any of the shorts or Cars on the Road or anything. Doc Hudson. Doc is probably the most similar of all these to the regular version of him. And last but not least, Clutch Kringle, the Elf. The Snowmobile and Clutch, neither of them have ever been seen in a movie or short film. They've only been in the book. The other 4, the characters have obviously been in the movies and shorts, but never decked out for Christmas or wintertime in the movies or anything. So without further ado, let's get all of these out of the package. So last year for Christmas, I uploaded a YouTube short of my Pixar themed Christmas tree. So I think these will go great to be down at the bottom of the base of the tree, in between the trains. I think that'd be a great place to put them. I didn't have them last year, so last year was just the train and the ornaments. Maybe I'll do another YouTube short of that this year, but I'll link to last year's short in the description below in the card suggestion in the top right hand corner. It's a very nice trade. I don't know how many other people have Pixar themed trades with as many ornaments as I have. I probably have over 150 ornaments. It's crazy. And I've also done some reviews of ornaments as well. I don't think I've ever done a review of Cars ornaments on this channel. I've done plenty pretty cool ones, so. Some of these card backs are coming up a little easier than others. And what's interesting is that, I forgot to mention, so, well, I still have a couple that aren't open, is that they're actually going back, like, similar to the Glow Racers, they're going back to actually having the names being a separate piece of cardboard in the bottom, instead of just in the middle like they are on a lot of the new releases. So it does use a bit more plastic. It's weird. For some reason, they're doing on the Glow Racers and these and, like, nothing. I think the NASCAR ones as well. It's weird. It's like you're also getting these pieces of cardboard too, which you don't usually get in the main line anymore. And here's a better look at the Radiator Springs Christmas time render. So now we have all 6 of these Christmas releases out of the package. They are looking great as expected. So these are now all made in Vietnam. So they're not made in China anymore. And some of the expanded universe stuff like these are not made in Thailand either. So these are all made in Vietnam. So starting off with the reviews, I'll start off with the Snowmobile. So this is a pretty cool Snowmobile. It's a bit different than any other diecast that we typically get. It does have rolling wheels, although the treads on the back, they do not move themselves, and has skis in the front for turning, which is pretty cool. So on the bottom, there's these 4 wheels in between the two, in the bottom, the center of the 2 treads and the center side of the 2 skis. So that's how it rolls. Would have been cool if they actually like put some synthetic rubber here and had the actual treads moving, but it's still cool nonetheless. There is some nice detailing on the side with the red diamond shapes. I'm not exactly sure what those are called. It makes a nice pattern that you typically might find in a Christmas sweater. There is this nice kind of compass design over here. It looks pretty cool. On the inside, it is interesting that normally a snowmobile is something where where there's no roof, and convertibles aren't really a thing in the Cars movies because of the way the cars are designed. So in here, there's actually like no seats or anything. It's just like a flat open area, which is kind of interesting. And obviously, the snowmobile is definitely trying to represent the reindeer that pull Santa. And you can see the antelopes up in the roof area of the cab. And he has a nice expression as well. The detailing on this is pretty good. And on the inside, you could also see some circle designs. I really do like the patterning on him. Looks very good. Moving on to Clutch Kringle next. This is an elf car. It looks pretty cool as well. So you can see a nice Santa hat up on the top. There is some nice texturing on the like white ball area at the top of the hat. He does have a nice design around the car with the red and the green. I really do like that design. Nice wheel design as well. I like having that kind of silver outline at the edge with the green on the dark green on the inside. The green on clutch, it is a bit metallic, which is nice. And I like his tail fins as well. They don't really have that design that much. He has no license plate, which is interesting, and the manufacturer area is just like a red circle. There's no text or anything. And his mouth is kind of like just the bumper is just kind of going down in a semicircle. That's how they get the mouth in there. Looks pretty cool. Moving on next to Doc Hudson, who of the returning cast is probably most similar to his regular counterpart. Pretty much this is just normal Doc, except he has red white walls and a Santa hat and a wreath on his front. The wreath does have some pretty nice texturing. They're pretty good with that stuff. The base is complete chrome like you usually expect for Doc. The back, his back windshield is has like a blue filler in it, which I've never seen before on any of the normal Docs. The Santa hat, just like on the Elephant, has some nice texturing on the white areas of it. You can really feel all the different texturing, grooves and ridges. It's definitely nice. You can visibly read the word Hornet right here, so unlike a lot of cars made from Thailand, it's actually legible, so that's good. Although they do not put any of the text on the silver areas back here, and his license plate is also missing for some reason. And I forgot to mention with Clutch that he does have this nice kind of triangle pattern thing that goes around a Santa hat, which is pretty cool. Doc does not have that. Doc has the regular white circle that goes around it. Comparing Doc here to the regular Doc, and I'll note that the regular Doc I'm comparing it to is actually made in China, not Thailand or Vietnam. Does seem to be the same facial expression. The Christmas one actually looks like he might be smiling a little bit more, but the mouths are pretty much the same. And really, it's pretty much the same car except for the Christmas decorations. It was interesting that regular Doc, he's actually missing those Hornet decals over here. Like on the Christmas one, they're not filled in with text, but on the regular Doc, I don't know off the top of my head if they changed how they're doing it for China now, or for Thailand rather. But this one from China, this piece right here is completely there, but it's just filled in completely blue on the Chinese version. And actually, they're both there, but this one is very difficult to see on this version. This one is, you can see it much more clearly, but neither of them are actually filled in different color on the regular version from China. Whereas this Christmas version from Vietnam, they are. So that's a good improvement. Next up, I will take a look at Sally. And Sally is a bit different than regular Sally, unlike Doc, in that she also has these nice, she has a nice wintertime livery painted on her side. So similar to what I was talking about the packaging, you could see snowflake graphics, except instead of being a regular snowflake, it uses the nuts and bolts to create the snowflake. There's this nice kind of ribbon design that goes around her side and above her fenders. A lot of visual detail on the headlights. And you can see the Porsche logo there. She has nice, why am I forgetting what these are called? The things that you put in the ear when it's cold out. I'm completely blanking what those are called right now, but those are there. And just like in the Santa hat, there's a lot of nice texturing in the parts that go above the ear. You can really feel all those grooves and ridges, which is nice. Her tires are a bit different than usual in that her tires actually have kind of a star design on them, which is really cool. I do like her expression, her facial expression as well. Comparing it to normal Sally, the expression is quite a bit different. She is looking off to the side a bit now. Her mouth is closed instead of open. Although, just like Doc, or never mind, this Sally is actually made in Thailand. For a second I thought this was made in China, but it's actually a Thailand Sally. So that's the difference between the wheels in them. So obviously quite a bit different. The wheels are white now instead of silver, and with a much more pronounced star design instead of the regular design. Her windows are a slightly different tint. So in the regular Sally, they're a pure black. This is more of a grayish black on the Christmas one. Overall, Sally is just a very nice release in this line. Let's take a look next at Mater. So this Mater is by far the tallest. This is definitely when back in the days when they made deluxes, this definitely would have been a deluxe release. There's nice off-road tires. He's the only one of this batch to have off-road tires. Actually, take it back. McQueen also has them. Other ones are used so far. Mater's the first to have off-road tires. Definitely nice texturing on these tires. The thing on his engine is completely white as opposed to being the regular brown. because apparently it must have gotten snowed on, except no other part of him is snowing him, which is kind of weird, except for a little bit of snow above his wheel wells and on the bumper, which is odd that this part is so much more snow than the rest. So the rest of the Mater, there is some nice detailing that you can see the bit of white from the snow, like on the tow hooks, above the fenders, and above the wheel wells. But then this part is just pure white, so it does look a bit off in that regard. Other than that, it definitely is nice. He has a nice winter hat, and just like the Santa hats and the things that Sally's wearing kind of above her ears, there is some nice texturing on it as well, on both the white and the green parts. So comparing like the hats to Doc's red area, you could feel nice different texturing in terms of the shape molds for the folds in it, but they don't. But outside the white area, they don't have anything for just general patterning, whereas the Mater does on his hat. And there's this nice piece that comes down from the hat that goes down his doors as well. You can clearly read what his doors actually say, which is tow Mater, towing and salvage radiator springs. It's pretty clear what it says. You have nice blue and beneath his tow cables that is not faded yet. Nice detailing on the sides with the faded blue and green. I really do like his expression, or he's very, very happy. Comparing it to a Thailand Mater with the working tow hook. So this Mater does not have a working tow hook, unfortunately. But comparing it to a Mater that does, you can definitely see how different the engine is, and that the expression is quite a bit, his facial expression is quite a bit different. So I think the eyes area, the area but the eye is actually generally the same expression, although on the winter one, the eyelids are going a little bit further down. The mouth is quite a bit different in several ways. Like the winter one has the tongue painted in, the regular one does not, and it's also open a bit more. The back half looks pretty much the same, although the tow cables are a bit darker on this winter version than the regular Mater, but in terms of shape and everything the same. Just the tow cable coloring is a bit different. And also the siren sound, the light bar color, it's also a brighter yellow on this than it is on the winter version, is on the regular version. And the areas of Mater's engine that are not white in this, it's also a lighter brown than it is on regular Mater too. And regular Mater's front portion is also a much brighter shade of brown on this area than it is on the winter one. So Mater does have quite a different variation in the coloring on the winter version compared to his regular version, whereas Sally and Doc have more or less been identical. Comparing Mater to the road trip Mater from Cars on the Road, since that's another Mater that's kind of big and very happy if you compare them. The mouths on both of these are very widely open, except this one you can really see a lot of tongue. This one's only a little bit of tongue. Like the road trip Mater is like the entire tongue is visible, and you can also see his bottom teeth. And on the winter Mater, you can see his tongue, but not the whole tongue, and his bottom teeth are not visible at all. And the teeth are molded out to extrude outwards from the mouth, so you can feel the individual teeth as well as the ridge that separates them. So this Mater, it actually goes up to like this Mater is actually like the same height as the road trip Mater with his front half being suspended upwards. However, the tires are much bigger, which is the reason why. So if you compare the tire sizes on the two Maters, it's obviously quite a bit different. Last but not least, I'm going to take a look at the Lightning McQueen with Snowplow from the Christmas series. And this is a very nice version of Lightning McQueen. I've always really liked this Holiday Hotshot McQueen, in which he's just a nice metallic red. And they got rid of all of his racing decals, and his lightning bolt is painted green with a white outline instead of the typical yellow. And this is his Cars 1 style lightning bolt as well. So there's no flame or anything like he has in the sequels. No graphics whatsoever, which is unusual for McQueen, but I do like it. I've always really liked McQueen, how simplistic it is. It really does look like a nice holiday car. with the lightning bolt, it kind of does remind me of a Christmas tree, the way the coloring is, and also just the general shapes. Like, it doesn't look like a Christmas tree, but it kind of gives off those vibes, kind of, if that makes sense. And just like the Mater, you can feel some nice texturing on his off-road tires. On the snowplow, there is some nice detailing on the snowplow, so you could feel the different ridges in there to separate different parts of the snowplow. There is some detailing, so there's some snow in there. Although, unlike Mater, McQueen does not actually have any snow on his body. Mater is the only one out of this collection you could actually see any snow on. And McQueen is the only one who has any snow anywhere near him, which would be on a snowplow, not anywhere in the car itself. Mater is the only one to have snow in the car itself in this collection. McQueen also has some nice roof lights, which is pretty cool. He has headlights, so canonically, Mater Saves Christmas takes place after Cars 1, before Cars 2, so McQueen does not have working headlights at the time, so these headlights are still just stickers, which is why he has headlights above his front tires added for this version, which presumably he gets removed after the events of the book, and then gets real headlights in the Cars 2 movie where stickers currently are. He has a nice expression as well. So both McQueen and Mater, they do have these pretty heavy like shadows beneath their eyelids. There's a nice detailing for the flaps up there. You can see the bolts on the front of his hood. Ridges on the back spoiler, the taillight stickers. Well, they're not stickers in the diecast, I don't think. Maybe they are. In the movie, they're stickers. But in the diecast, they do look pretty good. Oh, one thing I completely forgot to mention with Sally, while I'm thinking of it, is that the winter Sally has very detailed headlights. You could really see the different parts of it, whereas this regular version is just colors solid gray. And the winter one is very, very detailed. It does look much better. Massive improvement. So I would absolutely love for them to use these headlights on the regular Sally. It looks so much better. It looks very realistic instead of just solid gray. It's like sometimes they put a little bit more, like, between like these headlights and Doc's graphics. Like, it's so bizarre how sometimes they put more effort into these like special cars that aren't even seen in the movie than they do into the regular releases. It's so weird. Anyway, going back to McQueen, comparing it to the Holiday Hotshot version, this is the Thailand version, came in a couple of years ago. So it is the same general paint job, although the Holiday Hotshot one, the lightning bolt is actually a little bit of a lighter green than on the Snowplow version, which is a bit odd. He does not have his headlights in this version. And this one's also a little bit more metallic. This is a Thailand release again. Thailand is very good with their metallic stuff. So this one is a bit more metallic than the Snowplow one, which is in Vietnam, although this one still is metallic, just not as much. And this time he has white wall tires with red in the inside instead of off-road tires like he has on the one with the Snowplow. Both of them have the gas cap in this section of the lightning bolts on his light side. He doesn't have the roof lights either. No Snowplow, obviously. The fronts and backs do look pretty much the same. It's just the amount of metallic and the shade of green for the lightning bolts that's a bit different. And the facial expression is quite a bit different as well, which is good. So the Holiday Hotshot one, it's a closed mouth. The one with the Snowplow is an open mouth. And the way his eyelids are is also shaped quite a bit differently as well. His back windshield and windows are also a different color for some reason. Holiday Hotshot one is a pure black, whereas the Snowplow one is more of a gray. So those are some unusual differences between the two, especially as they are both part of the, or at least originally were supposed to be part of the Christmas line. That's how they did it when they were like first released back in, like, I think it was 2010. Although a few years ago, for some reason, this Holiday Hotshot McQueen, as well as the, I'm blanking the name, but the original Mater Saves Christmas Ramon, they were both put as part of the main line a couple of years back, and since then they've never returned to the Christmas line. So instead, now they're doing this McQueen and the blue Ramon that I mentioned before, and the blue Ramon was actually not seen in Mater Saves Christmas. That was a Mattel original. Taking a look at McQueen's base, it is a gray base. It does a slightly different shade of gray than with the Holiday Hotshot version. Although the Holiday Hotshot version, he actually has the holes in the bottom that said he could be towed by the Mater working tow hook, which the McQueen with Snowplow does not have those holes, unfortunately. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this Holiday Cars Christmas collection, which is now available. And what do you think of these cars, how they compare to the original, especially differences between Doc and Sally? And what do you think of these original characters, Clutch and Snowmobile? Pretty cool cars. Definitely really excited to add this to my collection. Make sure to like and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye now.